she's a year old. She's going to go about 130 pounds full grown. I know, you see Penny, you want to see what she's going to eat. We have somewhere between 30 and 70 of these left in the...
That's it, 30 to 70?
That's it.
That's in the state of Florida.
In the state of Florida. 30. We had one hit by a car several weeks ago that has multiple pins in its shoulder and leg.
30 to... That's it. That is fun. How do they even find each other to breed anymore?
They don't. There's not that many breeding pairs left.
Oh.
This is Chewbacca. He's 3 years old. He is a Florida Panther, not a hybrid. Here in Florida, about 6 years ago, they started breeding the Florida Panthers with western cougars and eastern cougars out of the Appalachian Mountains. The western cougars come out of Texas. The problem with that was, to save the Florida Panther, the western cougar was too large. The Florida Panther averages in the wild, the male about 110 pounds, 115, females about 170. So when they brought in the western cats, there were too much of a cat there. The western cats averaged 250 pounds. So it was very wrong genetics. Even though the cats are compatible, it was very wrong. So they started bringing in the eastern cougars out of the Appalachian Mountains, which is a smaller cat. That cat averages about 115 to 120 pounds, and females are about 100. Chewy, if you'll lay down.
Now, how long have you had Chewy? From a baby?
No, we've had Chewy less than a year.
Oh, he's doing really well then.
Chewy was raised at another facility here in the state of Florida and brought to us because he was a little aggressive, the woman thought. We like to use our cats for education. We take them out and teach kids with them. Now Chewy has always been, since the day I picked him up, attached to me.
Oh, look at him. He's giving you a cleaning there.
He cleans on me. He thinks I'm part of the family. Now the Florida Panther is a subspecies of the mountain lion, the cougar, the puma. It is the most endangered animal right now in North America. Chewy, if you'll roll over, thank you. You're such a good boy.
What a beauty. Beauty boy.
Now, a western cougar or a mountain lion, as we're going to refer to him, has a much larger head. The snout will be longer and the head will be wider. Now, Florida Panther's heads are smaller. That's one of the major characteristic differences. The biggest one is right here. The cats have webbed feet. For walking through the Everglades, genetics has changed them so that they can walk around in the glades, the feet won't sink down. The hind legs are actually taller than the front end, gives them the ability to jump. They use their tail as a rudder when they're running. They can run up to about 40 miles an hour. They can jump 16 feet straight up from a sitting position. On the run, they can jump a 25 to 35 foot canal. They are nocturnal. They move around early in the mornings, late in the evenings. They sleep a lot, averaging about 19 hours a day. Now Chewy is a little bit overweight because he doesn't have to hunt for his food. In the wild, they would gorge themselves every 2 to 3 days. In captivity, we feed him every afternoon, about 6 o'clock.
This is Cleopatra. And she is a tiger that we're borrowing at the moment from a sanctuary in North Georgia. How you doing, sweetie pie?
Oh, what a nice little noise she makes. And she loves her belly rub, that confidence.
She accepts her belly being rubbed. I don't know about loving, but right now she's being pretty agreeable. We call her kvetching Cleo because she kvetches a lot, thank you.
And she is about a couple of months old?
She is 8 weeks old, going on 9 weeks old.
So just
in fact, what day of the week are we on? Wednesday? She just turned 8 weeks yesterday.
And when is she weaned from her mama?
She was taken from her mom when she was a couple of hours old because mom doesn't do a very good job of taking care of babies. And she was a onesie baby. She's an only child. Oh. Now, as you can hear, baby crying.
Yeah.
Baby quiet.
She likes to be on the ground.
Tigers like to be on the ground, all 4 feet on the ground. They really don't want to be in your lap particularly. They're very independent, even as babies.
Just like my cat.
Oh yes, oh yes.
And now she's
you can see she's a little bit unsteady because she is only 8 weeks old. She's just a baby.
Now, are these considered endangered?
Yes, they are. There are only about 2,500 left in the world, as far I think. I'm not 100% sure on the number. Jeff is my statistician. He does better with numbers than I do.
And so they're being bred in captivity now.
They are being bred in captivity to some degree. She, as I say, she came from a breeding facility in North Georgia, and we're just borrowing her until the springtime. We've got her for our socialization program. Is she cute? Don't you just look so cute? Yes.
There were at one time 7 subspecies of tigers. There's now 5 subspecies of tigers left throughout the world. Siberian tigers are the largest. And Indonesian tigers are the smallest.
And this one is?
This is a Bengal.
A Bengal tiger.
Now this one will average about 500 pounds when she's done growing.
Big enough to take down a human?
A Siberian, which is the largest, averages about 800 in the wild. In captivity, a Siberian tiger can get over 1,200 pounds.
Now, once she's decided that you're part of her family, then are you relatively safe around her when she gets to be a big size?
Yes.
It's like,
Here's the scary thing. There are more tigers in North America in captivity than there is in the wild left in the world. And not just zoos and not just circuses, but people try to have them in their backyards as pets. Now, wild animals, I don't care what kind of wild animal it is, was not meant to be a pet. It is meant to be in the wild. If God had meant for it to be a pet, He would have gave it to us. I don't care if you take a snake or a tiger, a bear. They're wild animals, and they're meant to be majestic, and they're meant to be in the wild. What we need to do is save their wild, no matter where it's at.
do they have like a preserve set aside for them in their home territory?
Yes, they do.
India, isn't it?
Yes. There are the national
wildlife preserves.
The National Wildlife Federation has set aside land. They have bought themselves and set it aside for the tigers.
That's the way to do it. If anybody out there has money, they can just buy up the territory, huh? And that's a good way of setting it aside.
That helps.
Now, what they've done in Africa for the lions and other animals like the rhino is very protected. The rhino, they've taken down there and they've set up habitats for them, and they've got people that patrol it. Now, in India and China and Russia, they have what's called the Tiger Patrol. And those guys do nothing but patrol for people that are poaching the tigers. In China, they believe that the tiger brings great power, and they kill it for different parts of its body. Well, humans actually find it a thrill to kill these. And there's a newspaper article out, well, not newspaper, National Geographic article that was out last September or October that showed a gentleman that was a big game hunter that had over 100 different tiger rugs in his house.
And so what do they put that guy in jail?
No, because where he did it, it was legal.
So we need to lobby to get international laws changed.
Yes.
And so on your website or the Tiger website, they tell you who to contact to get some...
There's lots of information out there once you get on the website. Internet is a great thing. There's information out there that can be given. There's a lot of information out there to get. The other thing that's really bad here in North America is can hunts. Throughout the United States, there's places that you can go, and no matter what it is, you can hunt it.
And it's not illegal?
Well, most of it is done on private land or done on private places like Indian reservations. And federal government are the only people that could say anything about Indian reservations. But when it's done on private land and the animal was born in captivity, for some reason it's not.
So we've got to lobby for some changing in the law.
There's got to be some changes done there,
because got to keep working on it.
Because, you know, even though this cat was born in North America, okay, it's still an endangered species. I don't care if it was born in your backyard or where. It's still a tiger. Now, the government says also that if you take a tiger and you crossbreed it with Bengal to Siberian, now it makes it a hybrid. It's not a pure animal. So it's not really an endangered species.
So we got to work on that because they're slipping through the loopholes.
There's loopholes in everything that they want to do. With lots of money, there's always a way to beat it.